this game ends up going the distance here, simply On Varney Research Station, we have two very strong players competing against each other for the title of the Hot Seat King of the Hill. The challenger spawns in the 12 o'clock position representing mYinsanity and plays as the blue Zerg player, able to defeat his opponent in 2 long macro games so far. He's shown some pretty impressive form. Can he continue his momentum? It's Serral. His opponent spawns as the red Terran player in the 6 o'clock position and is the reigning champion of the Hot Seat King of the Hill. He plays for TeamLiquid.net and goes by the handle Bunny. Alright guys, well, I think we're going to see Reapers once again from Bunny. A good amount of cliff area, of course, on Varney Research Station for Reapers to sort of jump up and down on. But he has to be slightly concerned that he just hasn't been able to get any damage done with his early game Reapers against Serral basically the entire stream long. It's just been so impressive from Serral right now. So let's see how well he can do here. And we are indeed going to be seeing, there you go, the barracks go down, followed by the gas. So Bunny reverting to his Reaper style that he loves so much and does so well with. But today just hasn't been able to get the results because the defense of this guy has been sick. Serral doing such a good job. He's going to be taking, of course, his pocket expansion first. Now, the upside of having Reapers on this map, guys, is if you take a look at this amount of cliff space, it's quite a lot. The downside is that this is the only way into the natural right now. So a couple of queens here basically zone out Reapers from the natural, and you only have to defend your main base if you manage to do this well. So that's kind of Serral's game plan right here, just to give you guys an idea. Following up, of course, with the spawning pool immediately. This Overlord, what's it going to see? Well, he's actually going to creep up on the side where gas was taken first, so that's cool. But he won't be able to see the Reaper at all. If he was over here, he would have spotted that. So maybe he's just going to assume that it's a Reaper opening on this map and therefore is going straight for the natural, feeling it more important to check the timing of this rather than exactly what's going to happen with the Reaper. And actually he sees the SCV going in to make it as well, so that's, I guess, reasonably good timing. The Reaper now most of the way across the map, and this second Overlord here, being very sneaky beaver, going to move all the way along the bottom before sneaking in over here to spot any tech later on. Here comes the first Reaper, and the Queen is only about halfway berthed right now. We have a couple of Zerglings to try and hold the fort in the meantime. 4 of them should just about be enough. But if this Reaper manages to get off creep and potentially gets to the natural as well, that could be very frustrating indeed. A drone continuing to take damage there. The Queen is going to be moving in 3, 2, 1. And that's going to be a sigh of relief from Serral, as the Queen now is going to be able to do a lot of damage to the Reaper. There is no way he's hanging around to kill off a drone. Instant inject there. And we have another Queen at the natural expansion as well. So that Reaper risks not being able to get out if he does that one more time. Reaper number 2 coming in to join in, and this time the first one hasn't died first, so there might be an opportunity here to do a good amount of damage, but he's going to have to move out. Is he going to be joining those up as well? We don't have a third Reaper, by the way. We instantly went for the reactor on the barracks, and we are going to be seeing reacted Hellions come out off the back of this. So just the 2 Reapers on the map right now. Tom and Dick are not going to be joined by Harry this time. And, managing to kill off the Creep Tumor. Of course, you can't cancel that because that was the first Creep Tumor that the Queen lay. So effectively stopping that creep spread to the third base and also preventing that 25 energy that the Queen had to use from being used in an effective way. But no workers have been killed. Let me just highlight that, guys. So at the end of the day, the Reapers, they will be able to come back for scouting information. That's fine. But we're not in a position to say, actually, things are absolutely hunky-dory right now. Because they're not. These Reapers would have wanted to get 1 or 2 worker kills, but, you know, they have a second opportunity with the Hellions as well in a little bit. We'll see if Bunny can make the follow-up work. Sneaky Zerglings are sneaky, though, and they did see this army as they moved past, thanks to the Overlord. So we're going to be moving up towards the main base now. A Queen on the ramp has to be careful. She's actually a little bit isolated as things currently stand. And these Lings are going to be moving back out. There are 6 of them at the moment. Oh, they can't quite actually get a word in against these Hellions. And in fact, the Hellions are going to be able to pick them apart as well if they're not careful. Oh, never mind. I stand corrected, just kicking in at the right time. Good amount of speed there, and actually, those 6 Zerglings become 4, but those 2 Hellions weren't able to serve as backup. These Queens now, they might try and block the ramp. That's indeed what they're going to be doing. One of them getting very, very low now. Oh, in fact, dying. The second one now being targeted down, but the Spine Crawler is here, and the Queen is going to be able to move back on up. So, a good defense there from Serral. Unfortunate that he lost the Queen. The layer coming down in the natural expansion now as well, and more barracks coming up for Bunny. He's actually going double eBay off the back of this. I almost said Evolution Chamber. So Bunny's going to be looking for a slightly later timing when he actually gets his upgrades up. Oh, man, and sick timing from this Overlord as well. Seeing that double eBay is going to mean... Oh, nice SimCity there, killing off, actually, all of those Reapers. And 1 worker kill. Finally, all of the Reapers go down. And you know what? Only 1 worker went down. So Serral's going to be very happy with that. And for the 3rd game in a row, Bunny just hasn't been able to do that much harassment damage to Serral. Very, very nicely played there. So the 3rd base is going to get instantaneously taken. Of course, the Overlord scuttered everything. Sees the extra barracks. Sees the starport. He's like, oh, you haven't even got medevacs until a little bit later. And you're going to go for those 1-1 upgrades first as well. Great. I'm grabbing my 3rd base because in the next 2 minutes, you're not going to do anything that really scares the heck out of me. Not a problem at all. That also gives him an opportunity to get the Spire up and running. So right now, both players are kind of tucked back doing their own thing. Now, I say this is great news for Serral, but of course it's also great news that he's investing in his economy, and he's not, and he's basically letting Bunny do what he wants as well. Bunny, right now, he's executing his game plan fine. He's going up to 5 barracks. He's got the double medevac production out now. He's got 1-1 on the way. Stim is about to complete as well. Has he got combat shield? He has not got combat shield, so that's going to have to get started immediately afterwards. But, you know what? Most of his upgrades all his upgrades are basically lining up, okay? So Combat Shield might finish ever so slightly later than 1-1, but they're basically lining up for a potential 1-1 timing. He might do that while landing his 3rd orbital command and just starting to saturate this and hoping that we don't have another counterattack because Serral has to defend. That's a perfectly sensible strategy for Bunny here, and he's won many hot seats thanks to perfectly sensible strategies. So let's see if he's able to pull that off. Managing to pick off the sneaky unit there. You can see the lovely blood splatter from where it used to be. And now we're moving out on the map. Thanks to the medevacs, of course, we see vision of that Overlord, so that spotter is going to get taken out. The first mutas from Serral now coming out, and once again, trying to be as annoying as possible. There's already a missile turret in both mineral lines, but let's see how much he is able to get done. Able to at least target the gas without repercussion, really. A single Mutalist is going to go down to half health, and we have this hit squad over here continuing to deny vision by killing off those Overlords. Serral now, well, he's going to be facing a whole bunch of Stim Marines over here, but we have got the Spine Crawler as well. The Queen actually getting targeted now. This is an awful lot more firepower, perhaps, than Serral was expecting, and Bunny making fantastic inroads here on the right-hand side. The Banelings have no speed, but there are an awful lot of them, and it looks like Bunny is going to be forced back into those medevacs. In the meantime, everything is clear in the natural as well. The Mutas are going to have to be coming home, and they're going to try and pick off the medevacs at the pass. They might be able to do just that, actually. There we go. First hit, second hit on the first medevac. First hit, second hit on the second medevac. And there is no more healing for these Marines. You can stim, but that's going to be the last thing you do before you die, my friend. And the Mutalist will be able to come in and clean everything up. Units lost, guys, basically identical at the moment. Very, very close between these two players in that department. And Bunny has got his 3rd base down, so he's going to be able to macro up, get a good number of barracks out off the back of this as well. He's going to be going up to more than 5 very shortly. I can guarantee you that. Let me take a look at that structure there. There we go, 5 at the moment. He might be popping up to something like 7 or 8 soon. And he's actually getting a second factory with a tech lab on it. I wonder if he's going to be seeing siege tanks off the back of this to just try and mix into that composition and really thwart that Zergling Baneling kind of thrust there. Serral, taking a little bit of a gander at the natural expansion again, sees the additional missile turret that has been put up by a Terran player since and goes, okay, you're actually defending this quite well. Fair enough. We have +2 attack but no +2 armor coming out from our Terran player. Just worthy to note at the moment. 1-1 still about 2/3 of the way done, so Serral not really looking to be super aggressive. He's using these mutas to basically defend this right now. He wants to make sure that Bunny is not moving out of his base. Why doesn't he want Bunny moving out of his base? Because then this new base becomes under threat. I need to start his creep spread a little bit better. I have to say, I mean, Serral's creep spread has been superb, so I'm judging based off of that, but the creep spread has not been as good this game as it was last game. we're at the 14-minute mark, and if you recall, by the 11-minute mark on Vani, for example, we were basically at the halfway point. Okay, this is a wider map, and to Serral's credit, he's actually starting to do this as well. I just want to make sure this base is as covered as possible. That's really the key. And it's going to need to be covered as much as possible because he's actually spotted that with the Thor, Bunny has now moved out across the map. He's at about 160 supply at the moment, and Serral, well, he's going to be about 170, possibly 180 by the time this attack hits. Let's see how well this can work. Banelings tried to actually get up the ramp for a bit of a flank, but he wasn't able to prepare in time. It looks like he's going full on at the front there, and he's just using the Banelings as a battering ram. Wow, it turns out that's more or less enough. I mean, take a look at the number of Marines left, guys. It's just over 10, maybe, and these Marines can actually take that out. The Thor is the only danger. Oh, God, it's actually quite a big danger, though. And the reinforcements here from Bunny are forcing Serral back, but Serral, I think, is in an okay position. If he manages to get a couple more Banelings, he's got speed, they're on creep. There aren't that many Marines with this composition. The medevacs are also getting picked off as well. I don't think Bunny can sustain this. And, yeah, we don't actually see the reinforcements coming out anymore. Widowmine there, still very, very sneakily hidden. It's got 3 kills and counting, but Serral has basically managed to hold that off. 123 to 127 supply at the moment, 66 to 61 workers. And Bunny continuing to macro up like an absolute god behind this. He hasn't really taken too much damage. There have been no Ling run bys or anything like that in this game. So even though Bunny's attack didn't quite take out the base, Serral isn't doing a lot of damage to him either. I actually think Serral needs to go back and defend this. He's looting too many Mutalisks out in the middle of the map right now. And he's got to be getting a little bit concerned. This base on the left-hand side now is looking a little bit weak. Where are the additional units he's making? 14 Zerglings and 6 Banelings. Fine. But he hasn't kept all the Mutas alive, and he's going to need those Banelings here very, very quickly indeed. Oh, man, he's moving in now. He's actually forcing the engagement. Look, Serral's only coming from one direction. We have no Banelings from over here. We have no Banelings from over here. This is nowhere near as good as an engagement as in the last game, and Bunny is putting Serral right now under tremendous pressure. Serral on 145 supplied, Bunny on 170 and counting, and this swarm of reinforcements is actually the Terrans, not the Zergs right now. We don't have any flanks. We've got good creep over here. I'd love to see a couple of flanks, but it is just going to be a head-on engagement. And here we go. The Banelings actually getting very much into the thick of things, doing some excellent work with those connects on the Marines, but look at the reinforcements coming in. There's still a Thor and a bunch of Marines, and the number of Mutalisks left in the sky has dwindled down to 0 now, and that's going to be too much. Bunny, despite taking 1 or 2 inefficient trades, was just able to make sure the Mutas didn't get replenished, and he evens up the series 2-all, so Serral is not able to run away with this 3-1. We've reset, ladies and gentlemen. We're all even going into game number 5.